This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, just head on over to squarespace.com and use offer code Gamebreaker7. This episode is also brought to you by Shutterstock.com. With over 20 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. For 30% off your new account, go over to Shutterstock.com and use offer code Gamebreaker7.
Got all sorts of really screwy things. That's okay, because here we go. What's up, everybody, and welcome to After Dark, the live show where you guys call in and make it happen. It couldn't be done without you. It's Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and we are here ready to take your calls. Joining me like he does every week, who took over for me and tried not to break the stream, but just couldn't do a good job with it. The one, the only, Mr. Gannon?
Yeah!
Ah!
What's happening? Where are we? What is this place?
I wouldn't scream too much because that makes you peek.
I hate it when I peek.
I like that spotlight you've got on your alcohol. That's subliminal messaging 101. Yeah.
Sponsors this week. New sponsors.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, everybody? What's up? I am in a weird location.
Weird location. Why did I got one question for you. Why didn't you go back into that little like in between nook from the good old days? If you were going to broadcast from home.
That I have been banished from the in between nook from the good old days. That has become, you know, once the studio grew and matured and became its own thing, and we moved out and we took the training wheels off and we got the studio. My wife made that her office, and I was pushed down.
She just didn't want you to burn it up like you did the garage, right?
Pretty much.
All right. Well, like I said, this is the show where you guys call in and ask your questions live. So let's just jump right to it. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. I know where you are. I know your name. I know where you're from. Mohammed from Saudi Arabia. Welcome back to the show. This is like your second or third time calling. We appreciate it. What do you got for us this week?
Hello, this is Mohammed from Saudi Arabia. I need to.
Hey, Mohammed, I'm going to cut you off for 1 second because this is the second time we're running through the show for the night because of technical problems and all that. So I figured we'll just have to do this again and be like, Shafnik, can you shut the damn music off? Thank you. Perfect. Now I can hear Mohammed because he's got a question. It's very important, and our awesome music is not.
What do you got for us, Mohammed?
Hi. So my question is kind of for you, Mike Shafnik. It's very special. Very special.
Oh gosh.
So my question is, since you tricked someone to be your girlfriend, I want to know how can I trick people to be my friends? And I have another question.
Where is this rumor keep coming around that I tricked someone to be my girlfriend? She's in chat right now. And I think she'll back me up. I didn't trick her.
See, what people don't know about Mike Shafnik is that he has studied mentalism and magic for about 13 years. So he's he's very good hypnotist. So it's a combination of hypnosis, mentalism, sleight of hand, and I don't know.
In other words, I've stored it all in my baby blue eyes. If you don't have baby blue eyes, you're SOL. That's what you got to do.
How do you get friends, Mike Shafton? You've got friends. You've got lots of friends.
How?
Where does Mike Shafton, where does he accumulate all of these friends, bro? You've got all kinds of online friends. You've got real-life friends. You're always going to the movies. You don't invite me. I'm not in that.
You're not. You're not one of my friends. So like that's why you don't get invited.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out, like how that happens, and then how you get into that Mike Shaftman clique. Because I'm not in the clique.
This is gonna sound. Now this is just gonna make me look really bad. You get into the Mike Shaftman clique by working with Mike Shaftman, because that's how I make all my friends. Everybody I've ever kind of met and worked with, and that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of the video industry and even the gaming industry is you meet people, you make connections, you make friends, you stay connected.
You trick them.
You trick them with baby blue eyes, and then you go to see Pacific Rim, and you don't invite one of them because they work you to death.
You just do a little breadcrumb trail of Skittles and tiny beer. Come on back.
That's how you find the best of friends. Skittles and tiny beer.
Skittles and tiny beers. I think Shaftman's just got like some sick ass bachelor pad. Brings friends back. They're just like, man, you got like a pool table, a pool.
I wish I had a pool. It is like the dead heat of summer. Dude, I need a pool. Someone come build me a pool, because I can only build teleprompters. I can't build actual things that matter.
Hey, what is this show about again?
This show?
Yeah.
This one's where people call in and ask really awkward questions that put me on the spot, and I have no idea how to spin it or answer it.
There you go. Mom, do you have a real question about like video games or something? So about video games?
We totally killed him. And I'm in mid kind of like caller swap here, making it really awkward. So let's talk about the first thing that he brought up from the beginning of the show, Cube World. Are you liking Cube World?
I hate Cube World with a passion. I despise it. I cannot stand any of the people who play it. I can't stand the people who make mods for it. The people who make skins and server tools for it are just the worst people on the planet Earth.
I don't know why anyone would want to do any of that stuff, or where they'd even go to learn how to do all that stuff.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love Cube World. I mean, we launched the whole freaking website on Cube World, so CubeNation.tv. If you guys haven't checked it out, you got to go to CubeNation.tv. We just launched it like 2 days ago, an entire website just on Cube World. So I'd say I'm enjoying it. I would say that I'm really liking it, and I would say that by the lack of sleep I've had over the past like 4 to 5 days, that I believe in it. Because if I didn't believe in it, I don't think we would be staying up all hours of the night and putting this thing together. So, yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential. Obviously everybody's making the Minecraft references and the parallels. I have no idea why they would ever think it looks like Minecraft. I mean, it looks like nothing like Minecraft. No. Will it be the next Minecraft? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely got some momentum, right? I mean, it's definitely got some hype built up around it. And I think the big thing that's really cool about it is like it's got the fun factor, which is like it's an X factor that we talk about like in game design that designers can't necessarily. It's really hard to just hit that. And I think that they've hit on something where you wouldn't see all these people playing it, you wouldn't see all these people streaming it already. I mean, the game is in alpha, and like just such a small portion of the world, I think, even knows what it is. And or all of this I'm saying is complete bullshit, and it's like this minority punk rock factor of people who are just loving it right now. But I think it's the other. I think
it's only popular because it's not popular, and then in like 6 months we'll be able to like, I like that before it was cool.
But Minecraft kind of had that. I remember the Minecraft hipsters coming out of the woodwork, just being like, I was there when it was cool, blah, blah, blah. But that's when it really blew up and everybody started playing. So, whatever. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it has the potential? I've been asking this question to everybody. I'm like, do you think, it's like a question of like the week with making this site. I'm like, do you think Minecraft has the potential, or do you think Cube World has the potential to sort of catch fire like Minecraft did and sort of be that next big indie title? What do you think?
I think I'm going to wait for later in the show because I'm getting yelled at by our producer that we've got another question that's going to ask us this very question later. So I'm going to save it for when they call in, since this is a live call-in show. But we have someone new on the line right now, so I'm going to open up the lines again and take a new call. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your question.
Awkward segue ever. Go ahead.
Hey, this is Squishy from Canada.
Squishy! Squishy, I love you. Thank you so much for helping us.
Videos.
No, I'm not Trekkie. Just want to clarify that.
Hey.
Not Trekkie. Oh, who are we talking to?
How could I forget Squishy, the guy who hooked us up with the Cube World accounts and made it so that we could actually buy them?
There's your segue.
Cheers.
Boom.
Thank you.
Boom. I just needed to know you were on the line. What's up, Squishy?
Not much. So, as the conductor of the show, how are you feeling after this long train of events that's happened tonight?
Conductor of the show.
Bored?
Which long chain of events? I'm lost. What chain of events?
Well, the whole Gary audio.
Oh, tech issues happen. I blame Gary.
Yeah.
Squishy wants to talk about stuff that everyone watching this show later will have absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
So it makes perfect reference.
So that's a terrible question. For live
All right.
show.
Well, so DLC seems to be a hot topic, and we have some things like that have AAA games such as like Borderlands that have the season pass have around 4 to 6 DLC packs, and then indie games generally have between 0 and 2. So, like, how many DLC packs do you think is good for a game? How much should they cost? Because you have things like Train Simulator, which have over $2,500 of DLC. Is that expected to buy every single piece?
Really?
Are you serious?
Yes.
I think I have that on my computer because my roommate's obsessed with trains. I didn't realize that was so robust.
I almost bought Train Simulator, like on the Steam sale. Do you play it, Squish?
Oh, no. Of course not.
You know who does,
Are you
Zista.
kidding me?
$2,500 worth of DLC. Wow.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
What does it offer?
It's got to just be like train,
trains.
each train, and what else?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's what I feel trains. Yeah, I'm almost positive this is what I have on my computer at home. The people who actually like purchase and play these games, I think, and especially that this is marketed for, they are nuts about trains.
No,
Like nuts for what?
Nuts. These nuts?
These nuts. No, they're crazy about them. Like they love the idea of conducting trains, and like just, they would pay money if it just meant that they could drive a different train. I understand it completely. I understand why there's so much there, because they're not to mention I also think in that sense, if they are like train skins or just different trains to operate, I don't know what the DLC is. Squishy, do you?
It's just mostly trains and some new missions.
I would think that something like that is obviously there's a wide variety of different trains that people would want the opportunity to operate or play around with.
What he's saying, and it's like it's pretty absurd, is that like so obviously like I'm more of a Euro Truck Simulator guy myself, to be honest, more than that. But I mean if you're into trains and you're probably a little obsessive, and like you're into that as a hobby, right? So going into a game like that, I would imagine the type of person who really plays that a lot would want to try a lot of those trains, and to even think that for them to get all of the content available to them on that one game is going to cost them $2,500. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Like that's like
100
borderline illegal.
100. Okay, hang on. I got to bring this up. Hang on. I got to bring this down here. $107 for London Brighton pack, Sherman Hill add-on, Southern 4C IG Southern add-on, Munich. These are probably just trains, I'm assuming, since they're just add-ons. $107, and that's just the first add-on pack.
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous.
That's incredible. That's if I was into trains, I would be. I didn't know that. Thanks for bringing that up. That's interesting. I'm glad I never watched it.
Yeah.
So Are you?
But what's the average number of DLC that a game should get? I don't know if you can dictate that. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on and even the price. I feel like it depends on the game, and it depends on the quality of the DLC. And I know that sometimes we pay top dollar for AAA DLC and it's poop. And sometimes you pay like less money for some indie DLC and it's really good. But I don't know. I mean, I start getting DLC over like $10 and I start really thinking about it a lot. Right? That's about the number for me. $10. When it gets into like 20, if it's like a sick title, you know, like that I just know is going to have some really good quality and have confidence. But
I'll pay $20 for Last of Us DLC. Just saying.
Yeah, but you know, there's such a reputation. You know, they're probably going to be pretty impactful. So, and I don't know how many pieces of DLC to come out. I don't know. I don't actually buy a lot of DLC now that I come to think of it. Are you a big DLC guy, Shasta?
I'm not typically. There are a few games that came out this year that I think that I would continue on and actually utilize DLC. BioShock being one and Last of Us being the other. I think though, Squishy, to kind of address your question of how much is too much or how do you create, you know, first off, I guess let me look at price point first. I think I agree. If it's just any DLC across the board, unless the game blew me away, $10 is a fair enough price point because you can assume you're going to get about anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 or 6 hours out of it. For $10, that's not necessarily a bad investment if you enjoyed playing the game. Now, I think the way that they address DLC is heavily going to be dictated by the game. Train Simulator being a perfect example, you know, there's specifically, I could see them breaking the DLC, and I don't think they do it this way, but they could break it into one train is $3, and if you want to buy this train, it's another $3. And if they you know, modulated it out, then in that sense, they could have 100, 200, 300 types of DLC for a couple dollars, and you just buy the train that you want. That's one where I could understand, okay, I understand why they have so much DLC around this game and why it can accumulate to so much is because it kind of calls for it, especially with a simulator. But something like Skyrim or... No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, is Squishy still on?
Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah.
So your buddy that plays Train Simulator, is he angry about this? I want to say this Train Simulator thing because I'm kind of blown away by this. That it's just talking about DLC. Like, what do the train hobbyists think? Did they look at that and they're just like, wow, you add this all up, like a fortune?
I think he got it from the Steam sale when it was on sale. So, but I'm pretty sure he has the same idea that Train Simulator, the cost of it and all its DLC is a pain in the caboose.
Oh, ba-dum-ba.
Nothing? No, I got nothing.
That one really.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know.
Now, all right. We don't have a train simulator like, you know, aficionado here on the show to kind of talk about it. I'd love to hear what actual people who are into the game think of that. Like, if they just okay with it, they're like, well, it's cheaper than buying my own train.
But okay, I think we need like Train Simulator is a very weird exception. I think that we all kind of agree with that. But let's look at not real games, but let's look at other games and evaluate that. Like, how much DLC did we actually get for Skyrim?
What did we get? 4-pack? 5-pack?
Was that?
I don't remember. Skyrim was something. One or two. I can't remember which one. One stuff's pretty bad. There was one that was really terrible. It was what was the last one? Was the last one Dragonborn?
I'm unaware. Let's see here.
3 DLCs. Dragonborn. Dragonborn was good. I think it was Heartfire. I can't remember. Oh, which I don't know. It was Dawnguard, Dragonborn, and Hellfire. The second one was terrible, and everybody hated it. And then Dragonborn.
I think the one thing, and I just tried to find how much DLC. I just Googled it real quick, and the very top article talks about no further Skyrim DLC plan, team moving on. That's the big key here, is when you have some massive team a part of your game, and you're essentially holding them to create DLC. At what point do you cut it off and say, okay, this game's run its course, we need to move on and start making a new game? Whereas
they already know that going into the game, though, sure, right? I mean, they
But
devs know before it even launches, like how many packs they're going to, like, you know, build out, what the release schedule is, and then they're going to move on to the next.
That's why I think that there's different classifications of how much DLC is the proper amount to release based on the type of game. Because Train Simulator, they could release DLC tomorrow. Exactly, like that's their game. So why not just keep going with DLC? That's their creating new projects. I don't know.
More Far Cry 3 DLC is all I can say.
As long as it's crazy like Blood Dragon.
I'm calling it like that is. I think that DLC out of the year has got to be the coolest DLC ever created for the year. At least. Gotta win here. Like just
Squishy, I don't.
So outside of the box of what I would ever have thought of DLC. Like I think more companies should do that. Take their game and give me DLC that like maybe doesn't even really fully relate to the story like that, or anything in the game. Do something completely outside of the box.
Well, because then you feel like, and you said this when Blood Dragon was around its launch, was then you feel like you're getting a brand new game, and then it's almost fun and exciting. Like, oh gosh, I already bought Far Cry, but now I'm getting delivered this hyper awesome 80s rocker electro punk awesomeness, and it feels like a brand new game. It doesn't just feel like an added on mission that suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It actually feels like you're paying $10 to play a game that you probably enjoyed a lot. You enjoyed the control scheme, you enjoyed the way that it worked, but you're getting to play it in a new setting and environment. And I think that was what made Blood Dragon really cool.
And what's really interesting about Blood Dragon, which people bring up in the chat room, what you guys say, like, was really interesting too, is you could buy it as like a standalone. Like, you didn't even have to have Far Cry 3 installed. You could just buy it and play it, which I don't know. If you guys are thinking about Blood Dragon as an IP, please make that happen. Okay.
Squishy, you got any thoughts on DLC? I mean, this was kind of you kind of came in, it sounded like, with a little bit of a standpoint on where you felt maybe DLC was crossing the line.
Why is DLC such a big hot topic with everyone? Like, we get this question a lot, and I almost feel like a lot of gamers like feel that they're getting slighted by the amount of DLC that comes out. And I don't know. I guess I don't look at it that way. I always look at it as, well, I bought this game, and maybe I can have some more fun with it in a month or 2 months or 3 months when new stuff comes out. But I don't know. What do you think, Squish? Do you feel like you're being slighted because they keep putting more content out that they want to pay for?
It really kind of depends, in my opinion. Like, if it's something, I haven't actually like touched Skyrim or Far Cry or anything like that, but stuff I played Borderlands, and their DLC I'm okay with because I really enjoy the game. The full storyline's complete, and it's just like a small additional section for you to play with that has, you know, some new features or something like a new class. But if they're just adding like just some small extra part, maybe to like tie up the story, looking at some notable, you know, examples, something like that should have come with the release, I think that's where it crossed the line, or just costing an absurd amount of money.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess why people should divide it is DLC is so hit or miss. You know, even for some of the big AAA stuff, when they do like, they say like 3 or 4 DLC packs, and you can almost count on 1 or 2 of them kind of being stinkers, that like kind of makes everybody kind of pissed off about it. Doesn't make it just like, wow, I wish I didn't really pay for this. But I think it's all, you know, it's also really big marketing. It's also not a marketing tool, but it also for single player games, you know, it keeps you thinking about that game for much longer than you would have in the past. When you bought a game, you played it for so long, you put it away, then you had to wait for the next title, which was like, you know, a long time where they were really dark. Now they can kind of extend that sort of mind share of you thinking about their game for months and months and months as they release DLC, and then boom, all of a sudden they sneak up on you and they're like, hey, we've got a new game. So,
well, and then, and what about the argument that, you know, people sometimes say DLC is released and it takes away from what should have been implemented to the game at launch, and they're just soaking in extra money for day one DLC. I personally think day one DLC is bullshit. I don't think it should exist. I don't think it should exist. You're launching your game, and you're immediately saying, "Hey, we've got more content for you, but guess what? You got to pay more money for it." I just paid.
So wait. If they don't tell you, do you actually like live behind the veil of going like, I don't think that they have any idea what they're going to do with this game in a month, and then in 3 months,
No,
and then in 6 months. Like,
I'm fine, but see,
in development,
I get that it's planned out and it's fine. Make me wait a month, make me wait 2 months. But if you literally, your launch date is tomorrow and you have DLC available tomorrow, that's where I think they're not going about it right.
But I think why that's happened, I think that's also happened in the industry partially because of how gamers have gotten. Like first of all, like think in the MMO space, right? We start talking about a game that hasn't even launched yet, and people already start asking about when's the expansion. Like before Guild Wars 2 launched, people were wondering when the expansion was coming out. Like that's the gamer mentality, right? So they also know that they're going to have some people who are going to play X game for like, maybe a couple weeks. The average person takes a lot longer than probably anyone watching like a show like this. So they know they've got that much time. But there is that portion of the community that like is going to go to like their local store, buy that game, and then sit home and take off from work for like 3 days and do nothing but play that game and actually like take off time from work and play it. And they burn through it. There's like nothing else to do.
But that doesn't even it doesn't even matter if you burn through a game. Let it take time for the main story to sink in. Let the person experience and appreciate what was available the first time you played it and anticipate something coming out.
But you don't have to
I feel like
get your stuff to just buy it a month later.
But I feel like no, because I feel like the experience of Last of Us would have been completely slighted had there been more to play the second I was done with that game. And I wasn't the first to jump on, and I didn't take off work to finish it, but I remember I beat that in one weekend because I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this. I'm so excited. I'm just going to barrel through it. And I don't want to waste any time because I'm in this story. But if I had something else to immediately jump into and start playing, I wouldn't have taken the time to appreciate the story that was given to me when the game launched. And I think that's the problem when not even necessarily in terms of game development or what they're pushing forward or offering or whether the DLC sucks compared to the main game because they didn't spend enough time. Ignore all of that.
But that's also for you. That's for Mike Shafton. I don't know. I could line up 10 people and ask them if the second they finish The Last of Us, do you wish there was something you could have installed and started playing more Last of Us? I don't know what 10 people would say. They might have a totally different outlook on it. They might be like, yeah, man, I wish I could have kept going on with that.
Well, you want to know the best part is the call-in show where they're calling and asking, you're in my opinion, and that's my opinion.
And I say you could have waited 30 days. You could, if they had, they didn't have DLC, so maybe they thought the same thing you did, and maybe they thought, we want to let this sink in. That guy Mike Shafton, he's going to be dreaming about those flickers.
It's true.
You got to let him just sit on this, just think about it, and then maybe we'll release something a little later on. Maybe that's part of the strategy, maybe that works. I'm sure they talk about exactly that, and I'm sure some games feel that yes, like as an art form and a story arc, and actually like how it's delivered, they do talk about that stuff. So some games I think look at it and say like we absolutely do not want like day one DLC, and then other companies are more open about it. Maybe it doesn't affect it. I don't know. This
is a bad example, and then we need to move on because we're running out of time. What leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I get it. I'm about to make probably the worst reference I possibly could, but this is why I don't like Day 1 DLC, is because I'm pretty sure Dragon Age 2 had Day 1 DLC that was just like this extra little bit of piece. And granted, I think I got it for free because I pre-ordered, but it's like, why would I pay for that? That should have just been in the game. And someone in chat also said this, I think that DLC should definitely be something that gives you something that the main game did not. It needs to be separated, not just this extra quest that you could go do. That's proper DLC, in my opinion. All right, let's move on because we are already halfway through the show and we've only gotten to one question. So let's open up these lines again and keep the calls going.
This is what happens when you have me on the show, Shaft. We go long.
We go long all the time. Whoa. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us your question.
Hi, guys. It's Phil from Staten Island. Don't say it, Shaft. So hopefully get the show back on track a little bit here. Anyway,
hopefully.
After Hopefully, yeah.
Give it
After
a try.
watching some streams and gameplay videos of, yes. Well, after watching some streams of various games, games that practically play themselves, that just keep you chugging along in one line and not switching over to anything else.
Final
Like, for
Fantasy
example,
13.
I was watching Kyle from Rhode Island. Yes, Final Hallway 13. I was watching Kyle from Rhode Island play Train Simulator, and he just sat there twiddling his thumbs on his phone while the game played itself for him. But anyway, my question is, at what point does it stop being a game and become basically just a very lightly interactive movie?
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I think I don't think there's anything wrong with games that present themselves as an interactive movie. I think that's what Naughty Dog offers with Uncharted and Last of Us. It's an interactive movie. They created a world that made you feel like you could go anywhere you want, made you feel like there was choice involved, and there wasn't. That was really good. But granted, I get what you're saying in terms of like, okay, the person who's texting or not even paying attention, the game's playing itself. Gary, what do you think about that? I think you actually might have a certain opinion on being able to play a game in that. Gosh, I can't think of the word, but being able to play with it.
Well, the thing is, so the games I think that come to mind, I actually like a lot of them. And I don't know if you want to put them in maybe some of them you don't even want to put in the box of games, right? But it's some sort of entertainment. And the best example I can sort of think of is like the Walking Dead series. I mean, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's phenomenal. Like it's such good storytelling with this interactive, sort of mechanism that makes you feel so attached to the characters and what you're doing. Yet, is it a game? I don't know. Here and there, I'm kind of doing something. It ain't really a whole lot. It's not really that difficult. Like the shooting, it's not really much. But I also I grew up loving things like D&D and storytelling and even Choose Your Own Adventure books, right? Like Choose Your Own Adventure books. I don't even know what those are anymore. Mike, do you know what Choose Your Own Adventure books are? I have no idea. Do you know what that is?
What? No, yeah, I do know. I know exactly what those are. That was actually just, I think it was like in 6th or 7th grade, and then those disappeared forever.
They were awesome. I mean, they were real books. They opened up, and you read the story, and then basically it said at this point you have a choice: go this way or this way, and turn to page this if you want to go.
But you would always cheat. You would keep one finger where you were at. You'd go, all right, I'm gonna go this way. Oh no! I didn't leave that page. I didn't leave that page.
You're wrong about me. You're so wrong about me. Yes, most people do that. I'm such a nerd. No, I actually did not do stuff like that.
Bull.
No, it is so true. This is why I also don't even go to sites that have dungeon guides and builds. Like I stay away from so much of that stuff. It's unreal. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like I purposely.
So would
do that.
Would you read it once and then be done, or would you read it through once, get your story, and then read it again?
Sometimes I'd go through them again. I mean, as a kid, I read them multiple times and took different paths, and it's it ended up having a couple different twining stories and things like that where it could go. But so going back to games though, I don't know if you can. I don't know. Some of them I definitely don't know if I consider them games. There are MMOs on the market now that I don't know if I consider games. I talk about this a lot, the feel-good slot machine, and that even, sure, there's elements of game systems here and there, but I don't know. I'm okay with those things because I find them as other forms of entertainment. I still actually enjoy them, which is more important to me than it being a game. Like if it's a story-driven thing, I liked Heavy Rain. I loved Heavy Rain. I thought it was really good. That was the first one that people really freaking out. It's a quick time event thing. Okay, it's something different. It's it's not in this specific box that maybe you thought it was going to be, but I don't know. I'm okay with that. I actually like when companies do stuff like that. I think when companies try and push the envelope and they start doing interesting things like that, I think you see interesting things come out of it.
Except when you get Final Hallway 13, which I'm hoping there's a JonTron show fan out there. Because that was what that rang true to me. Let's open up the lines and get another caller on here. We've got such limited time, actually. But before we do,
we have so much limited time. He didn't even answer that question. I don't even know what Shafnit thinks. All right, move on. That's fine.
Well,
That's fine.
I had something.
We'll be here
everything that I was formulating, I realized about halfway through, really wouldn't end up being relevant. Because all right, real quick, I'll just say, like, what do you think about? Because specifically the games that are easy to play, or even maybe taking it to the next level of, what about people out there that potentially justify buying gold or level up services or bots, and basically use that as justification to say, I want this to just, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to play the game. I want to be able to play the part of the game that I want to be able to play. Does that maybe consider itself? I mean, and I don't know how that really technically kind of works, but what about the idea of, like, okay, so I'm sitting here, I'm not paying attention, I'm doing something on my phone, I'm doing something really easy over here because it's easy. Okay, cool. I got to the part that I actually want to play. Now I can play the game that I want to play. Is that poor game design? Yes, no?
That's a hard question. I don't know. Like, if you could, I mean, I don't know what, really what the context of it is. I get what you're saying. When we're talking about MMOs, especially, like, that's the way I feel a lot of MMOs are. Like, I feel like you could, like, sit on your phone and, like, do whatever and be like, sitting there doing this and, like, hitting a button, and you're just like, oh, I'm hitting 2, 3, 4, and, like, that mob's gonna die, and then I'm gonna move on. Yeah, besides at the higher stuff, I get it. But I don't know, things like, gold selling. I don't condone gold selling from third parties, but you know what, in items. But honestly, I've never had a problem with companies selling things like gold and items. I'd much rather see companies do like what TCP have done with like Flex and things like that and a system like that. I don't know. I don't have a problem with people kind of getting to the part of the game that they like. And I assume you're kind of going down the MMO route because you're sort of talking in context of a game that changes over time, and I want to get to that point that I'm having fun. Yeah. I was looking at it more from specific games that, like, you play The Walking Dead. If you start playing it on episode 1, it's like that through every episode. That is what you're doing. It's not going to change. So you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't know. I think it's okay that companies are making things that some gamers may not consider games and other gamers. Like I said, I don't know if we'd get The Walking Dead if that didn't exist.
All right, moving on here. But before we do, I want to take a moment and tell you guys about one of our other awesome sponsors, Shutterstock.com. As you guys have been hearing a lot, what's that?
I love Shutterstock.
That's what I was going to say. As you guys have been hearing a lot, we love Shutterstock here. So it is a godsend for anybody who works in the creative industry. Do you guys make videos? Do you guys make reports? Do you guys make anything at all that needs graphics? Do you need to find an awesome stock picture? Do you need to find awesome pre-matted alpha video? Sometimes it takes hours to make that stuff, and I can tell you from experience, it's not fun conceptualizing it.
What is pre-matted alpha video? I have no
pre-matted alpha video. Well, for example, like you can see we got this like lower third down here, and now it's gone. This was all alpha because you could see through it essentially. But making that in video is not easy. I'll actually show you guys here. It's super simple over here on Shutterstock. We go over here to footage. I've said this before, but if we go over here to footage and we just type lower thirds, you can get a whole bunch of awesome lower thirds. Like, why don't we start this news? Oh, wait, that's not a lower third. That's just a news bulletin. But hey, maybe you're starting a brand new news show and you need a bullet. Wow, it even goes into a lower third. Are you kidding me? That's how easy it is. Guys, all right, let's do this again. You got an awesome show open. You got this awesome bumper. I'm sure that news can probably be changed out to anything that you want. It goes into a lower third and your video can be playing underneath it. It's super simple, super easy. All you guys got to do is head on over to Shutterstock and sign up, and you can do so. If you guys go up and sign over right now using the offer code Gamebreaker7, you'll get 30% off, so you can get this awesome news bumper intro. Go do it now. You guys don't know what you're missing out on if you are at all, again, in the creative field or making YouTube videos, making a website. If you need any creative a talent, and maybe you're a programmer and trying to put together a website, all the assets that you could possibly need can be found on Shutterstock. It's got unlimited potential. All you guys got to need to do is just go access it. All right, moving on. We're gonna open up the lines and keep the show rolling. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your question.
Hi, my name's Dibface from Maryland. Although, not much longer because like I'm moving in like 2 weeks.
Where are you moving?
New York, actually.
Why are you moving to New York?
I got family up there, and times are tough, man. Like, it's hard paying for our house.
Dibface, hang on. Are you playing Train Simulator right now on your phone?
No.
I wish.
I would never.
Or are you just wait? What is that Train Simulator? Is that a video?
Yeah, I'm just watching Train Simulator. I'm just kind of soaking in the $2,500 DLC Train Simulator is on my iPhone.
Jeez,
pretty fancy.
That's worth $2,500. All right, sorry, Dibface. Moving to New York. I kind of tuned out. Why are you moving to New York?
Right. Yeah. So, can't pay for a house anymore. Like, it's just too expensive living here, and it's
in Ohio.
Cheap. No, Maryland.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I thought Ohio. Maryland's more expensive than New York. I hope. I don't know which area you're moving to in New York, but I think it's going to be more expensive in New York.
Are you near Potomac?
It's less. It's less expensive than it is here.
Huh? Didn't know that.
I don't know. You know. I don't know.
All right. Well, best of luck with the.
Up there and they can help us.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, that's great. Best of luck with the move then, and drive safe or fly safe, whichever mode of transportation you're taking. What's your question? That's a good one.
Right.
He didn't have a question. He was going to call us up with his moving agenda.
This is kind of calling back to earlier in the show. Cube World.
Yes.
So, all right. So I bought Cube World when the shop was open because it's like it was going up and down. And I thought it was up. I was like, oh god, I gotta get that. So I got it.
Did you hang on real quick, Dibface? Did you at all? Did you have that moment? Because I was constantly checking it on my phone the night that I ended up purchasing it, and I remember I was getting so frustrated because I'd like see it was open on my phone, freak out, and like run to a computer, and by the time I get to a computer, the shop would be down. Did that happen for you, or did you just luckily get in there like with no problems at all, or is that just me?
So okay, what happened was registration was down, but the shop was up. So if you had an account, you could buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But so registration came up. I was like, oh god. So I made like an account, but I didn't get the email. So I went back and made another one, didn't get the email, but then like, I don't know, a day later, I got the email. Anyway.
Nice.
So
what do you got for us?
Relatively pain-free. So, so my experience with Cube World so far has been like probably opposite to what most people have been experiencing with it. Because like I got in there and it's just like, oh man, Cube World, and I made a warrior guy, and it's like, this is boring, and like I'm just running around killing things, and it's like there's nothing to do. So I don't know if I'm missing something.
Hang on. No, because this is what I was holding on to. I'm actually really glad this is why. You shut up!
You shut up! I'm running this show. I'm sorry. What was your name again? I missed your name. You told me about moving, and I zoned out.
See, you don't even get to answer because you zone out when he's talking about moving. I actually care.
No, I've got a good. What was your name again?
My name is Dibface.
Dibface?
Dibface, D-I-B face.
Dibface. All right. Do you have me on Twitter? At Gary Gannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow, you're gonna tweet me. Are you home tomorrow? Then you're moving. Are you gonna be home tomorrow? We're on a delay. Can you hear me?
A little bit of a delay. We might have lost him.
Can you hear me? Did we lose him?
It's saying calling. All right, hang on. I'll let you consider that. I think you're having.
Oh my god! Oh.
Go ahead. He might still be watching. Go ahead and get your thought out.
Well, if you're watching the show live, look, we lost you. You're gonna tweet me tomorrow, and we're gonna hook up, and me, you, and Mike Shaftnet are all gonna get into Cube World and play together. That's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna be a part of Super Mega Awesome Time recording tomorrow, and we're gonna play Cube World together. Because I don't understand. I my next question to you was going to be, did you play with friends? And if you said no, I was going to say, well, that's the problem, and you need to hook up with us, and we're going to play together, and we'll see if we still don't have fun.
So here's my thing with it, and I agree with you. First off, the game can't be played by itself. I like the fact that I was able to play it locally by myself because I was on a plane and couldn't connect to the internet. Loved it, but it was definitely not as fun. And my concern with Cube World's level of not even prestige but its comparison to Minecraft is that I'm worried about what people will do after they've kind of got used to it, and realize that all you're really doing is going from block to block and area to area, exploring and doing the same repetitive thing. It's a completely different game when you play with other people. And that's it just evolves. It becomes more fun. You begin to goof around, you begin to say stupid stuff, you begin to scream at each other for dying.
We all can't forget something, people. It's in alpha. Like it's in alpha. We cannot forget.
We got Dibface back. He's back.
Dibface, did you catch any of that on the live stream?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. You began to say something, and then I think I got dropped, so I didn't hear any of it.
Okay, so my question was going to be, did you play by yourself or did you play with friends?
I played by myself.
Okay.
Because I didn't know anyone else that had it.
Giggity.
That's what I already do that because I'm excited. And the next thing I was going to say to you is tomorrow you're going to tweet me, and we're going to connect, and me, you, and Mike Shaftnet are all going to play Cube World together, and you're going to play with us. And you're going to play with people, and we're going to see if you think it's more fun. And then you can kind of report back in and tell the community what you think after we get to play. How's that?
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome.
I think it's a game that right now, and I was just telling you, I think first of all, everybody's got to remember this game is an alpha, right? So it's got so much to grow. They're talking about so many different things that aren't even in the game. They're talking about PvP. They're talking about building things, like open world PvP. Right now, it's just it's exploration and crafting and some fighting stuff. So it's about you and your friends just kind of going out into the unknown. So I could see for some MMO players out there who aren't explorer types, I'm very much explorer. If you don't know which type you are, you should go take the Bartle test, BARTLE. Look it up. There's a test online. Have you ever done the Shafters? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or am I completely going over everybody?
You're on your own on this one.
Wow. Okay. There's the Bartle test. Can you bring this up on a website, or because we need to really let's see Bartle test. Just let's see if I Google Bartle test, BARTLE. It's called the Bartle test. The first one comes up on Gama Sutra first. It's fine. It's okay. It's a quiz about MMO players, specifically MUDs, but it translates to MMORPGs. All of you guys should take this. I can't believe. If you've never heard of this, you should go do this right now. Actually, the one I pulled up came up on Gamebreaker. Same one you're looking for. Basically, what this is they've broken down. If you answer a bunch of questions about the type of gamer, so it says, start the quiz. Do you tend to know things no one else does, or have items no one else does? Top right there. Top right. Top right. Go through this test, and it figures out basically through this quiz, what type of MMORPG or MUD player or role player you are, as far as what kind of are you an achiever, are you an explorer, blah blah blah. I very much fit the explorer archetype. I definitely love just finding new things and just kind of getting lost and looking for things and not really having a direction. Hence why I talk about sandboxing and stuff so much. So, but I think a lot of people, we're gonna play tomorrow, and let's see what you think of it playing with different people, because Shaftnet and I have played, and I have not even tried to play solo. Shaftnet, you were playing by yourself, not even on the server.
Yeah, and I think that again, I've played with other people, and it's really fun. the memories that I have already playing that game are when it's like me and one other person or me and two other people, and we're going and trying to kill like the sword cross missions, and we're literally fighting for like 10 plus minutes just kiting around. Like one person will die and then like be screaming, don't die, don't die, don't die, I'm on my way back, I'm on my way back. And like it comes, there's another level of interactivity that makes it fun when you're playing with other people, because when you strip it down to its core, it is just a game where you're going to walk around, you're going to explore literally an endless vast of openness and just kill things, because that's all it is. But the only reason I think I was able to enjoy doing that was because I knew the other side of it. I knew that, you know, I'm sitting here working on my character so that in 3 hours when my plane lands, I can log on with my friends and go play with my friends again. That's where it was still fun and exciting, and I think that hit us up on Twitter. You know, I think Gary, you said you're going to say when we start playing, I don't
really have time. I just kind of threw that out there. We got a caller. I didn't plan it. So sometime tomorrow, tweet me. Let's figure out a time. We'll figure this all out when we're in the office, and yeah, we'll get like, you know, a good solid hour in. We'll see how it goes.
All right, let's open up the lines and get to another caller. Dibface, we'll see you tomorrow. And caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your question.
Yeah, hi, this is Alex from California, and I have a really simple question for both of you guys tonight, and that is, what are your 3 favorite types of brew? And that's it.
Three favorite
you
types
guys like drink.
What do you drink? Does it have to be brew? Does it have to be brewed, or is it like drink? Alcoholic drink?
I guess it could be an alcoholic drink, but it cannot be a Coronita with Starburst.
So you're talking about beer or like not
anything alcohol? Favorite 3 drinks.
It could be top favorite 3 drinks.
Okay. I say coming in at number 3 is wow, putting me on the spot. What is 3?
So I really like.
So I'm gonna go simple with a beer. I'm not gonna go with wine. I'll go with a beer. All right. So I'll say actually this right here. I'll say Pliny the Elder coming. No. Actually, this is number 2. I'll say it's number 2. I'll say Port Brewing's Mongo as my number 3. Wait, this has to wait. Oh, could it be non-alcoholic?
He said brewed. I don't know. Favorite drinks. Just 3 favorite drinks.
This is very important. I need the parameters of this entire, you know, this is a very serious question, because Chad reminded me of coffee, and if coffee is in the mix, well, that completely changes everything, and I'm all effed up.
I guess coffee is brewed, so coffee.
It is brewed.
Coffee counts.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So coming in at number 3, I will say Pliny the Elder by Russian River.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Coming in at number 2, I will say Macallan 25-year anniversary, single malt Scotch, and coming in at number 1 will be coffee. Right now, probably beans of choice for intelligent. So there's my
for me, I think it's got to be. I don't know quite order. I think Delirium is probably my favorite beer. Right up there with Blue Moon. I don't know. Blue Moon, I like casually being able to just like drink because it tastes good. But I do at the same time really like Delirium.
You uncasually drink?
Uncasually drink. Yes, that would mean that you're drinking to like drink, and that would be a yes. That's what weekends are for, good sir.
What does that count as? What is drinking to drink count as? Does that mean like alone?
No, but that's. Why are you putting me on the spot on this? Drinking to drink is you're drinking with the intention. I'm trying to keep this like PG, but if you're really like going to make this about alcohol, drinking to drink is going out with the intention of getting plastered.
Oh yeah, I don't do
that. Let's see. I recently actually discovered, if you guys are out there, and I know this will be hard. I actually had to do this in Illinois. I had to give them a recipe for it when I was back home in Illinois.
Tiny Coronas.
No. It's called LA Water, and it's essentially it's kind of like a Long Island iced tea, but I don't know if I like it better or not. But it's exciting. And if you guys haven't tried it yet, look it up online. It's called LA Water. That's a really awesome drink. and I think
Brews?
no, it's liquor. It's basically just liquor. So it's brewed in a glass. We talked about this. It was just it didn't have to be beer. And then the top one is my favorite drink of all time. This is what I actually enjoy. Like I always have like a bottle of this mixture at home. Is lemon rum. I usually get Bacardi mixed with lemonade, and then a little splash of cranberry. It sounds incredibly frou-frou-y, but all I can say is you can make this drink incredibly strong. Like, I can pour a whole entire bottle. I probably shouldn't say this because I'm advocating drinking, but you can make it incredibly strong. And if you mix it right, it doesn't taste at all like alcohol. It just tastes like delicious lemonade. And that's something I always have in my refrigerator at all times. I love it. Love it. It's what I go home and drink with before going to bed. All right. Let's move on. Let's do an ad real quick and tell you guys about an awesome service known as Squarespace. Squarespace is an awesome tool that it basically breaks it down. If you guys want to create a website, you've got some work that you need to show off, or maybe you've got a guild website that you kind of wanted to break out of the mold and be something a little bit different, Squarespace is an awesome tool that you guys should check out. If you head on over to squarespace.com, they've got awesome templates that require no programming, and you basically can just kind of swap in stuff and swap them out. Right here, this is actually for what kind of looks like a television network. Maybe you guys have YouTube videos, but I chose this one specifically because obviously this is Gamebreaker. Maybe you guys are trying to make your own gaming news website. This template, does this look familiar? Doesn't look exactly like Gamebreaker, but it looks very similar. And you could get your start right here on Squarespace by just heading over and using the offer code Gamebreaker7. Got to take down that lower third so you can see it. You get 10% off your purchase. And not only will you guys be getting a awesome website, but you'll be getting a free domain. So there's no reason to go anywhere else other than Squarespace. Be sure to head on over to squarespace.com. We're super happy to have them on board with us, and you supporting them helps support us. So please go check them out. All right, let's open up the lines and get to another caller. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us your question.
Hello. This is Eduardo from Mexico. Can you hear me?
It is Eduardo. How are you, sir?
I thought we were going to go a show without you. It was looking pretty grim.
Yeah, it was a train wreck, right? A technical train wreck, the beginning of the show.
But now you're here.
To do it again.
Now you're here, so it can be complete. Bring it back on the rails.
Yeah.
Lift that train up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let's go back on track and get this show going. So I have a question for you this week. You could make a simulator about a very specific aspect of your life.
Oh.
What would it be? For example, well, me, I'm an engineering student, and I would like to make a simulator about testing materials on stress. Like you could make like a little structure with any kind of metal or material that you want, and stress it to see how it breaks and deforms. I think that would be a great educational tool for students that are in the mechanical or engineering field. And well, it's very fun to see that happening, like in slow motion, how things break and deform and fall apart.
So it's not necessarily a simulator of your life, but it's a simulator to enhance your life. Because that's something that engineering people you need a simulator to run simulations on your whatever you're engineering. There's not really a simulation I can run on the edit that I'm working on because that's just actually editing it.
Well, it can be something about your life or something that you do that you enjoy, that you can make a simulator. Like if you like to make juice, for example, or if you like mixing
that sounds
alcohol and making cocktails.
a juicing simulator. I
don't know. Wait, if you're gonna make a juicing simulator because you really like making juice, why not just make juice? You can have your juice and drink it too.
Exactly. Why you want to make a surgeon simulator? Why don't you just be a surgeon?
Well, that's a little bit different because if I cut someone's brain out and just flippantly threw it up in the air, that actually might kill someone. But I'm not a surgeon.
Not everyone can juice, Mike Shafter.
That's true.
Wow, what would you want to be a simulator in your life? How would simulate something in your life? Crap, that's like you know why I don't even think it's like weird. I can't even go down that road. You know why? Because it's almost like telling the future. Which now we're talking about alien shit. Now we're getting really.
How does that have anything to do with the future?
Because if you say like, hey, I wish I could run a simulator on Gamebreaker. But isn't that kind of like you're trying to run a simulation out to the point of extraction to give you an endpoint? I mean, isn't that
sure.
Sort of,
yeah, I mean, I guess
it would kind of be like telling the future. And I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I think I'm staying away from that. I don't think I'd want my life being a simulator. What if we wait? You know, there's a lot of people that believe life is a simulator, like everything. Like this whole thing is a simulation. What if that's it? What if all of it is a simulation?
The Matrix?
Sort of.
No. So you're looking at making a simulation that projects something forward with what you have going on. You want to run a simulation, for example, on Gamebreaker to run the predictions of how things would theoretically work out. What about, I guess, I was trying to think of ways of things in my daily process that could become a simulation. But then I'm thinking like, why? Like, why would I want that to be a simulation?
Getting your keys remade? Like, you want a key cutting simulator?
No, I want a simulator. I want a simulator that puts me up against shady locksmiths and good locksmiths, so I can learn when to notify and notice the shady locksmith that's going to charge me $250 versus the really good one that's actually going to only charge me $50. And I think the big difference in the simulation would be one's done at 2 a.m. in the morning, the other one's done at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. That's probably how that simulation would run.
Key cutting simulator. We Shafted. I think it's a new business for you and I. We could do key cutting simulator, and you could definitely do $2,500 deal for sure.
All right, we'll get on it. Let's open up the lines and get this last call in.
We still have callers? Wow.
Well, last call of the night.
I'm just smelling this scotch, which smells amazing, by the way.
You're not gonna drink it. You're just smelling it.
Smelling it. It smells so good. No, I'm not drinking it.
Call here online with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your question.
What's up, guys? It's Zista.
Hello.
Mike, you come back.
You just Zista, I got a bone to pick with you. Hang on, no, you don't even. I'm cutting you off, Zista. Zista, you can talk in a second. I've been watching your streams and your videos lately. I've got a question for you. What the heck did you do with my yellow dress? Because it's not on your wall anymore. I'm upset. I gave that to you in good
still
spirit.
Back there. I got the hook for it. I got the hook. I just gotta hang it up. It's still there.
I'm watching you.
The cats were clawing at it. I had to take it down.
What'd you have for me? You wanted to say something.
What is up? You go away to Illinois. You come back, and the show just completely goes off the rails. Like we're down to the last caller now, and the show is just running on very low steam right now. You better shut up and keep going. But
you're asking me why it goes off the rails, and he's the one using that thing. Really? Like it's me? Like it's my fault?
Yeah. Well, my question was, I get really drunk one night, and I opened my mouth, said something I shouldn't have, and I got caught up, and now I'm forced to do a 24-hour stream session, and I want to know what is the best way to prepare for a 24-hour stream session.
You should go down Train Simulator and get ready to play that for 24 hours. Am I right?
Yeah, that Train Simulator is the game that I have to play for 24 hours.
Is it really?
That's tough.
Yes.
Is it really?
No kidding.
Play Train? When does it start? Because I'm going to tune in for all 24 hours.
It starts tomorrow, probably around 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Tomorrow, 5 p.m., and you have to do 24 hours.
Well, here, this is your first problem. You need to be asleep right now.
Yeah,
you need to be asleep. That's how you need to prepare. You need to be sleeping until 5 o'clock tomorrow. You need to have Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster all mixed into one glass and just be ready to drink that thing till you die.
I say no. I say don't do the monsters. Don't do the energy drink. Just straight up.
No?
Is this the... Have you... hang on.
I don't know. What did you do that was so bad? Can you talk about what you said?
I don't even completely remember. We were all in Mumble. We were all hanging out, and I had opened my mouth and said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, whoever gifts me Train Simulator," because the thing was so expensive. We were talking about how expensive and ridiculous it was, and I said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, if somebody ever gave me that, I'd stream it for 24 hours." And sure enough, it went on sale.
You laid down the gauntlet. You laid down the gauntlet. You were trying to be tough guy, and then somebody called you out on it, and now you got to do it. All right.
Now I don't feel sorry for you.
Now I'm glad I clarified that, because for some reason I felt like you said something terrible to your girlfriend or something, and she was like punishing you, making you play Train Simulator for 24 hours because you can't play Cube. Okay, makes a lot more sense. I don't. What do you do? I actually think it's the opposite. I wouldn't go for energy drinks. If you want some serious info, I would actually go the opposite route and go for like more healthy stuff and like stuff to get like naturally like some get some sleep, get some rest. This is like,
get out of here.
Well, I did watch one of my friends play, and there's some missions that are like 9 hours long. I'm not kidding. Like there's 9-hour train missions. So this is like hardcore streaming game, like hardcore train game for these people.
Well, dude, the thing about it is you only have to do like.
My plan is I'm saving long missions until the very end, and then I'm gonna just set an alarm for when I have to operate the train when it has to be at a station. I'll just set the thing for like 3 hours and take a little power nap while I'm streaming.
You don't even have to do 3 missions.
Technically, it's still streaming, right?
You don't even have to do 3 missions then. Think of it that way.
Just don't put
it. It's less than 3 missions. And there
just don't put a camera on yourself. Maybe in the hours up leading up to prep. Be like, all right, I'm sitting here. Record yourself, and then you can play this back. I'm sitting here, moving along, going kind of slow. This is going good. This is going good. I think this is gonna work. And then just hit play, and then people will never know that you're actually taking a nap.
Can you make sure that you tweet me when you go live, because then I'll calculate about 22 hours into it. I guess the last 2 hours are when you're just delirious.
Zista, have you ever tried?
I'll be tweeting and driving.
Zista, that's dangerous, sir. Make the pledge. This isn't a joke. Lives are at stake. Zista, have you ever tried to stream or try to stay up on World of Warcraft launch for X amount of time where you powered level to max level? Have you ever done that?
When Cataclysm came out, I tried to do server first archaeology. I don't know why. I was completely out of my mind, and I missed it by 20 minutes. Somebody got ahead of me, and that was already 26 hours into it, and then I was
gonna say, I think you would have ran a better chance of trying to get server first 90 in less time than it would have taken you to get server first archaeology. Just saying.
Probably.
All right, Zisto, thank you so much. Let us know when you go live with that, and we'll check, see how you're doing, see if you're falling flat on your face, or if you've run the train into 10 million people and just obliterated a suburban area. Gary Gannon, you can follow him right down there at Gary Gannon.
Oh.
Cube Nation, be sure to go check that out. Cube Nation, I think we might have mentioned this first show. I don't know if I got to it this time. Cube Nation is the #1 resource for all things Cube World. It's an awesome new website that we've got up. User ratings, mods, everything you guys can possibly think of. Head on over. Here's the best part. You guys got video, your own.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys have your own videos of Cube World that you want to submit right here on the right side of the screen, you can just submit your own. You can submit your mods. It's all about the community. So guys, go check out CubeNation.tv. Gary, do you have something to add?
I was going to say, I'm going to hang out on the forums right now. So if anybody wants to go on the forum, I'm going to be on the forum at CubeNation.tv.
Be sure to head over there to talk to Gary. You guys can follow me right down here at Mike Shaffnet. I host this bitch every Tuesday at 9 p.m. PDT. This bitch. Be sure to check out tomorrow. I've got a brand new show called Waypoint coming up. It's weekly World of Warcraft news, so be sure to check that out. I've been working hard on it, and it's coming up soon.
Awesome. No joke, peeps. Like, seriously, no joke. It's effing awesome. You guys have to go watch it tomorrow. It's killer. So it's the most produced, like, best thing we've probably done on Gamebreaker ever.
Aw. Now I feel so happy about myself for the 2 days that I've been sitting in a chair doing nothing but editing till 2 a.m. in the morning. All right, be sure to go check that out tomorrow, guys. Be sure to tune in live for this show, live every, as I said, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. PDT. Check it out on Gamebreaker TV, where you can find all of your video game-related news. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll open up the lines again next week. See you next time.